Tonight, a young man is dead following a horrific crash along the Millennium Highway. The National Security Minister says the returning police commissioner has to step up after the impressive tenure of Milton Daisy. And Alison Jean speaks on the $1 million wrongful suit against Southside Flats Apartments. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Tuesday, the 8th of September 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. A collision on the Millennium Highway has claimed the life of a 29-year-old. Quinn Montoute was riding his bike when he crashed into an SUV. His grieving mother says her son was well known and well liked throughout the city, and his death comes as a painful shock to many. Shaka Wooding begins our reporting.
As described by his mother, Ruth Valas, Quinn Montoute was the life of the party. She says he was well known throughout Castries as a young man who was full of life and kind to all he met. The grieving mother says that the news of his passing came as a surprise to many, and as a mother, she never anticipated having to say goodbye to her son. But that reality unfolded on September 7th, when his motorcycle collided with a SUV as he traversed the Millennium Highway.
Everybody loved Quinn, everybody loved Quinn. That just shake a lot of people, you know. Quinn gone. I myself, I cannot believe my son gone. But that's my life, that boy. That was my life. I love him to death. Yes. Yeah, very nice boy. Everybody could tell you about Quinn. You pass there, Quinn pass there. Quinn is just nice. Like I tell you, never a dull moment in Quinn's life. She's just a child, he's going. His party is just going, full of life.
She says her son was a joy to meet and will surely be missed throughout his social groups.
Quinn was a very good child, very good personality, well loved by everyone. There's never a dull moment in Quinn's life. Yeah, Quinn is just a great child to me. I love Quinn a whole lot. Quinn is everything to everybody. Quinn is very helpful. Yes. That's what I could say about Quinn. Quinn just naturally a very nice child from small and grew up, nice.
According to Acting Inspector of Police Calixtus Shalmine, Montoute was riding a Honda motorcycle traveling northbound when he lost control and collided with a Daihatsu Terios, traveling in the opposite direction.
Yesterday, the traffic department responded to a vehicular collision along the Millennium Highway about 4:10 p.m. involving a SUV and a motorcycle. On arrival, the officers observed a victim lying on the roadway, and that person was being attended by members of the fire service. That person was taken away and transported to the OKE hospital. He succumbed to his injuries, and the matter is being under investigation.
As of September 8, 2020, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force Traffic Department has recorded 15 road fatalities, 9 of which involved motorcycles. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
The returning Commissioner of Police, Severin Mosheri, will have to step up following the stellar performance of Acting Police Commissioner Milton Daisy. So says the island's National Security Minister, Herman Gil-Francis, who raved about Daisy's performance on the occasion of his commencement of pre-retirement leave from the police force. Commissioner of Police Severin Mosheri previously indicated to the press in 2018 that he may seriously consider early retirement leave also. As of now, he returns to lead the police force.
Since 2018, Commissioner of Police Severin Mosheri had been dogged by rumors and speculation that he was being forced out of the RSLPF. Those rumors were vehemently denied by both Mosheri himself and Minister for National Security, Herman Gil-Francis. On Tuesday, rumors began to swirl again when police headquarters personnel confirmed that the commissioner had not yet made it into office. But Hot 7 TV can confirm that the top cop did in fact report to work on Tuesday, the 8th of September. On Monday, the National Security Minister, Herman Gil-Francis, spoke on Mosheri's return to the helm of the police force.
Well, Mr. Mosheri is due back, and I just hope that we continue to do the good work that Mr. Daisy has done. Mr. Mosheri is the substantive commissioner, And I know that so far he was doing what he is supposed to do. But sometimes, you know, you step out a little while and somebody is in the show in your seat, and then that person makes you having to step up and so on. So we have to work and do our very best, and I do hope that he can come in now and continue from where Mr. Daisy left off and do maybe even better than Mr. Daisy did.
Minister Francis has extended appreciation and gratitude to Milton Daisy, who officially retired from the police force on Monday, the 7th of September. Daisy took pre-retirement leave from the force ahead of his 55th birthday. He gave over 3 decades of his life in service to the country as part of the St. Lucia Police Force. He stepped in as acting police commissioner when Commissioner Severin Morsherry took leave in March 2020. Minister Francis was full of praise for the performance of Milton Daisy.
As you notice, when he was commissioner, he was out there very forthright. Even when we had the bikers doing the things and they wanted to do the island-wide biking, you saw him on the truck, speaking to the bikers and telling them how they should conduct themselves and so on. When people applied for permission to have marches and so on, you would see him responding and coming out and explain why he didn't do it and so on. This is what a commissioner must do. You have to be in the public's eye. You have to be explaining every decision that you have taken. And at the end of the day, persons are going to have the kind of confidence in you that is necessary.
The minister is not ruling out collaboration with Daisy on policing and national security matters.
And I want to thank him personally. I want to thank him on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia for the service that he rendered us. And I do hope that whatever his future endeavors will be, that he is successful. I don't count out him coming, looking at assisting the police force, and we will see how things go. But again, thank you very much, Mr. Daisy, for your wonderful performance as Commissioner of Police.
The minister has made it known that he believes the Commissioner of Police needs to interface with the public and media and have a very dynamic public persona.
Alison Shaw is taking no prisoners when it comes to making those responsible pay for the death of her son Botham Jean in one way or another. The family has filed a $1 million lawsuit for the wrongful death of Botham Jean in 2018, and everyone who could be at fault is in the firing line. This recent lawsuit is not the first one issued by the family. However, Jean says her quest is not for the sake of money-making, but for accountability. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Alison Jean and her family are continuing on with their quest to not only get justice for her son Botham Jean, who was murdered by former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger, they are also seeking accountability from everyone who could have contributed towards the event of the ill-fated night of September 6, 2018. Since prison is out of the question for those at fault, other than the killer herself, Geiger, the Jean family is hitting where it hurts the most, the pockets of all those at fault. Last week, they filed a wrongful death lawsuit of over $1 million against Southside Flats apartment in Dallas, where 26-year-old Botham lived. The lawsuit, which was filed at the Dallas County District Court, says that Southside Flats never fixed Jean's door, which allowed Geiger to get into the apartment of the 26-year-old. On Monday, Alison Jean spoke to Hot 7 TV, giving the reasons behind the lawsuit.
So last week, we filed a lawsuit against the apartment complex, and I believe there are about 15 or 16 defendants in that lawsuit, because it includes the door manufacturer, the lock manufacturer, and everybody who was responsible for everything that caused the death of my son at Southside Flats. So again, that lawsuit has been presented, and we're awaiting the response from the attorneys for Southside Flats. We have not received any responses yet. There's not been any negotiations, and to my knowledge, there has not been a value worked out as yet.
Since the news of the lawsuit broke, a number of critics have surfaced accusing the Jeans of using the death of Botham as an opportunity to make money. The grieving mother had this to say in response.
I want to tell critics that who feels it knows it. And they are not in my situation and they don't know the value of what I lost. Also, a lawsuit is not just about money. A lawsuit is about accountability. And if someone has wrongfully taken the death of another one, then there must be accountability for that action. So Amber Geiger was convicted and she was sentenced. But Amber Geiger also needs to pay for the loss of my son. And that comes with a value. So whoever wants to criticize what my family is doing, that is up to them. Like a talk show host says, toof.
Her advice to the critics did not end there.
Nobody knows the value of what I placed in my son to have him educated to the level that he got. Nobody knows what he could have done, what he could have been tomorrow, and what he could have given back, not only to his family, but to society. So for people to just criticize, and that's St. Lucians, and that's people, everybody wants to have a voice in other people's business. So be it. When their child is killed, they'll come and talk to me.
The Jeans filed a lawsuit against Geiger and the city of Dallas, which was dismissed. However, the family has since appealed the decision. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
According to the president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark, although St. Lucia can boast of a 100% recovery rate of COVID-19 patients, there is no true indication that the island is 100% free of COVID-19. Noting that testing has been limited with only a small percentage of the population already tested for COVID-19, Dr. Merle Clark is urging members of the public to continue to practice adequate sanitation. More in this report.
Though St. Lucia currently has no documented active cases of COVID-19 and boasts a full recovery of all recorded cases, President of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Merle Clark, stresses that this does not mean St. Lucia is out of the woods just yet. Dr. Clark underscores that though full recovery of all known cases is commendable, it does not provide a true indication of the presence of disease in a population. She says unless there is wider testing to suggest the absence of the disease, members of the public should not let their guard down just yet.
The idea that St. Lucia is COVID-free, we as a Medical and Dental Association and certainly the public health officials have never said that we're COVID-free. Certainly a 100% recovery rate, we do have. The 26 patients have all recovered clinically and as per their COVID test, but we can't say definitively that we're COVID-free. We've tested, I can't remember what percentage of the population. So until you test most, if not all of the population, you can't definitively say that. So we absolutely have to continue to take the precautions, to stick to protocols, and as stringent as they are, and I think we will be okay.
Dr. Clark says it is clear that the COVID-19 pandemic will not disappear overnight, and as such, the continuation of regular activity with enforced protocols while caring for active cases is a reality which may prevail.
The reality is, we know that COVID is going to be with us for an extended period, and we'd also discuss, of course, the possibility of a vaccine and when we're going to get a vaccine, and the truth is nobody quite knows when that's going to be. Oxford had some very promising news in July that perhaps there might have been something available in September, but there's been no word of that, and we are in September. So we do have to learn to coexist with COVID.
The SLMDA president urges members of the public to take personal responsibility to protect themselves and their families, and to utilize the National COVID-19 hotline at 311 with any concerns or reports of possible infection. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the Soufriere MP on the passing of one of the members of his team, the Chief Medical Officer on the safe reopening of schools, and preschool administrators urge more support for early childhood education. That and more coming up after the break.